What is up, guys? Name is Ray and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. So during the last couple of days, people frequently ask me how should I build my Raiden Shogun. If it was like over Discord or over Instagram, over my Twitch chat. Yeah, today I want to give you guys an overall answer to that and want to show you guys how to properly build your Raiden Shogun. Before we dive into the topic of today's video, I'd like to use the opportunity to do some advertisement for the channel. So one of the biggest goals of becoming a content creator for me was to hit that 1000 subscriber mark on YouTube. We're still on the way to go, so definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, of course, if you want to support the channel, and if you want to support me getting closer to my goal. Now, the next thing is, of course, if we do hit that milestone, I'm going to open up an official Discord. I already mentioned that in the past, but now I just want to clarify that once again. Now, if we do hit 1000 subscribers on YouTube, there will a bigger event happen, like in form of a stream. I will do a big announcement with giveaways and stuff like this, as well as open up the Discord so we can keep connected everybody to each other. So I know that some of you guys still try to connect to me, which I do highly appreciate. I do really like those messages that when is your next stream? What is the next video that you're bringing out? Like, can you bring this and this type of content? So I do really like these suggestions, and this connecting between subscriber and the content creator. One more thing that I like to talk about is my official Instagram account. So if you're using Instagram and if you're interested in what I am doing outside of the content creation or what I'm preparing next for videos, what I'm doing in the background behind the scenes of Dre Gotcha Gaming, then definitely make sure to follow me on Instagram. Announcements happen there first before they would happen anywhere else. Alright, and that's enough talk and advertisement, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright guys, so the video will be very theoretical because I want to be as quick and informative as possible, but I can confirm everything that I'm saying in this video I just tested for myself. Alright, so yeah, don't lose any time. Let's just hop into weapons. Now, I just want to make it quick and easy. I tested literally every weapon that you can see here on the screen. Only weapons that I didn't test were Skyward Spine and Primordial Jade Winged Spear, but I did the math on that. So basically, of course, obviously the best choice is Engulfing Lightning. And just in terms of 4-star, the only 4-star that beats a 5-star is the Catch. The Catch is basically better than the Skyward Spine. And even if you build a very good team comp with a buffer on your team, the Catch also can outdamage the Staff of Homer and the Vortex Vanquisher. But I'd say that these weapons are very consistent. So out of those 3 weapons, pick the one that you feel the most comfortable with. But if you do not have any of the 5-star weapons, then the Catch is definitely the best choice that you can pick. I would even pick that over a Skyward Spine if you have one, if you want to do more damage, of course. If you have one of those 3 weapons, I'd say they are not bad. They are the next best thing to pick. Definitely better than all other options below them, or below over here. So I'd say that these 2 are kind of equal. It depends on your artifact. So if you run a crit damage Circlet, then go for that match. If you run a crit raid Circlet, then go for Black Cliff. Black Cliff will maybe deal slightly higher damage if you have a full stack passive than the deathmatch, even though with the deathmatch passive. But other than that, I think they are on the same level. Favonius Lance is the last option that you would pick that is viable on Raiden Shogun. It's just if you do not have any time to get the Catch, if you don't use the currencies for those 2 weapons and you got a Favonius Lance, which most of the people should have, it's still a weapon that is alright. The passive is kind of useful on Raiden Shogun, but actually, as I said, this would be the last option that I would pick. So the clear winner of everything is, of course, the Catch. I would pick the Catch over every weapon if I wouldn't have a Engulfing Lightning. I would pick it even over Staff of Homer if you have the correct build for that. The only thing that I don't like about that weapon, or most of the people don't like about that weapon, is it doesn't look that appealing visually. Alright, that's in terms of weapon. Let's go to artifact set. So just quickly, only one set that I would recommend is the Emblem of Severed Fate. So actually this is the only set that I really would recommend to build on her. I don't want to look at any alternatives. So there is the possibility that you can run a 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Thunder in theory, 4-piece Thunder Sufo, or even a tenacity of the millilith is viable on Raiden Shogun, but actually I wouldn't really recommend any of these just because this set is farmable and it is like tailor-made for Raiden Shogun. In terms of stat priority, especially substats, go for crit rate, crit damage, and energy recharge. These three are the most valuable stats. After this, attack percentage and attack flat are like the next best stats. You do not want to have defense, and you also do not need elemental mastery at all, as well as HP is not really a stat you're all looking for. I think that should be obvious. Now, then a very frequent question that is asked is energy recharge timepiece or attack percentage timepiece. So before I go a little bit deeper into the explanation is attack percentage timepiece will always deal more damage. It doesn't matter which weapon you have, attack percentage piece will always out damage your energy recharge timepiece. But the difference here is if you decide to go for an energy recharge timepiece, you do not sacrifice as much damage as like you would do on another character. Most of other characters that would use a energy recharge timepiece, they would lose a lot of the damage just to gain more energy for their elemental burst. But Raiden Shogun has the Ascension talent that she converts 1% above 100% energy recharge into 0.4% electro damage bonus. So this one is very, very good. So you do not, as I said, sacrifice too much attack, too much damage while using an energy recharge timepiece. So the general rule here is it depends. If you really like more damage, then go for a attack percentage cup. But what I would recommend is if you run a weapon that doesn't have energy recharge, I would recommend you guys to run a attack percentage timepiece. The goal at the end is to even out your stats. Because Raiden Shogun is a very stat hungry character, she basically want to have like every stat. You want to have energy recharge, you want to have attack percentage, and you want to have electro damage percent. And you want to have a little bit of everything so you can even out her damage. So at the end, she will do more damage. She will be a character that works more for herself. I mean, it really depends on your playstyle. It's not always about doing the most damage. If it's only about damage, then I would recommend to go the normal way, attack percentage, electro damage goblet, and just a crit circle. That's like still doing the most damage overall. But just because Raiden Shogun is that special because of her energy recharge that she can convert into electro damage, you have the choice to optimize that character and so that it works for herself. She also has a very high energy cost elemental burst. So just pick the opposite of your weapon. So if you run a Black Clip Pole, a Deathmatch, Staff of Former, Vortex Vanquisher, then I would recommend to go for a energy recharge timepiece. And if you run like the Catch, Favonius Lance, or the Engulfing Lightning, I would recommend to go for a attack percentage timepiece. Yes, in terms of the goblets. So the goblets are very similar to each other. By personal testing, I say that the electro damage slightly outdamages the attack percentage cup still though. But if you run like a energy recharge timepiece, I would definitely recommend you guys to go for a attack percentage goblet just because of the fact that you want to even out your stats. Energy recharge gives energy recharge and electro damage bonus because of the conversion mechanic of Raiden Shogun. So you miss out on attack percentage, which you want to even out with your goblet. Of course, and as I said, you want to deal more damage. Most of the time, electro damage just deals slightly more damage if you have like similar substats. So there are like basically two rules. Number one is if you have energy recharge timepiece, go for a attack percentage goblet. If you have a attack percentage timepiece, then I would go for the one that has the better substats. So if you have like, let's say I have this attack goblet and I have this electro damage cup, obviously we can see we have 10% crit rate, 11% energy recharge. This one has 25.6% crit damage and 12% energy recharge. So this one is slightly better. Why is that slightly better? In crit rate, you want to pick a 1:2 ratio. So half of the crit rate is good enough for to even out the crit damage. This one is less than half of 25.6, So this one is slightly better. Also, this one has 1.23% more energy recharge, even though it wouldn't make a big difference though. But I'd say that like a little bit more crit damage will make a difference here. So most of the time, this one is the better one to pick. Also, it is the on piece here, but I'd say just because of they are still kind of even. Yeah, so it's like just slightly more crit damage. It depends more on what of the stats you do need. Yeah, basically that's it. Hope it wasn't too confusing. So pick attack percentage Goblet if it has better subsets and if you have a energy recharge timepiece. If you have a attack percentage timepiece, go for the Electro damage cup if it has the better substats. Otherwise, you still can run a double attack percentage. It will also work for you. What I have to add here is most of the time, or Electro damage bonus cup gets even stronger if you add a buff to it. So if you use a character like Bennett or Kujusera in your team, most of the time Electro damage will scale even further and beyond and will do more damage. And of course, Circlet, just pick a crit Circlet that you need, that you will receive kind of something like this. So I have like nearly I do not have a 1-to-2 ratio, but this is like the best that I have. The bare minimum that I said is you want to have 50% crit rate and 100% crit damage, but I do have a lot of energy recharge. The reason why I'm running a energy recharge timepiece is just because I like it more, but the better way would be, of course, to run a attack percentage timepiece just because I have a energy recharge weapon already. Yes, with that being said, I hope that was quick enough. I hope I could help you out with that. Maybe last thing that I would say is if you want to go for talent priority, prioritize the elemental burst. The reason why I would prioritize the elemental burst is just because it you increase like everything. Like if you would increase this one, you would only increase your normal attacks, obviously. With this one, you also would increase like two stats, like the coordinated damage, the skill damage, and the percentage per energy. While with this one, you increase like a lot. You increase the initial damage, you increase the resolve damage, you increase the resolve stacks that you gain, you increase the auto attack damage during your elemental burst. Very important here is that doesn't scale with your normal attack. So if you would level up this, it doesn't scale. So if your normal attack is like still level 1 and you would level up the elemental burst, then that doesn't scale at all because it counts as elemental burst damage. So it only scales off with your elemental burst. So pretty much everything here is separate from the normal attack, which is really, really insane if you would level up this. So you actually can leave your Raiden Shogun with a level 1 talent in normal attacks and just level up E and Q, and it would be enough. So if you want to be like very efficient in using your materials. But yeah, with that being said, I hope I could help you out with building your Raiden Shogun a bit more easier, more properly. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I see you guys next time. Bye.